How would you load or process 10 TB of data in an AWS Glue? So let us understand how we could answer this question. So first, in the first step, we would understand what is the file count, what is the average size, if the 10 TB is coming in the batch form, or is it coming in only a single file. We would understand that. Then we could optimize the storage, like of course the 10 TB would not come directly, it would be coming in batch of files, so we would optimize that in date format or in the partitioning format. And we could for a storage cost saving, we could have stored this in some optimized file format like Parquet or Delta file format, right? And we could have predicate pushdown for the partition pruning, and we would not read all the data for the underlying transformation if we are having, so we could understand like what kind of transformation we are doing. Then we could load the data in an incremental way by using the glue job bookmarks or CDC for processing the newly changed data, right? In maybe we are following incremental kind of approach. Then how we could size or compute testing, how we could do. So here we could understand like what type of worker, what is the capacity, how many workers are running, those stats we need to collect to get the things optimized, right? And if we are doing some optimization, then after understanding all these, so this may be done in your first initial load, and then and then eventually you would understand like what kind of load it is, and you could optimize then in the second run. So everything can't be done in one go for this huge kind of data. So here you could answer that in that particular way, like we would get the stats from the first initial run maybe planned, then after next runs you could understand and get more understanding about the data, and you could write in a more optimized way for the next run. Of course, you would have written the data and the jobs in a optimized manner, but more optimization if required, and how we can do that using the stats we can understand. So this kind of question could be asked in for a senior data engineer role, and if even if you are answering this kind of question for a junior role also, the interviewer will be impressed by looking at the answer, and that you have this kind of understanding about the data. So yeah, thank you very much for watching.